Good evening, everyone. How are you? It's Friday the 13th, but don't let that bother you. This is only going to be scary if I go through a red light, so don't worry. How's everybody doing? Welcome to tonight's TSW5 stream. Hope everybody's well. Let's say a few hellos, shall we? I can see Sai in the chat. David Drives. Steve. Good evening, everyone. Animal, of course. Lady Sophie. How are you? Thanks for coming in. So, I've had to set up, obviously it's TSW5, I've had to set up all the sound again. So as we go, just let me know if the game sound is too high, too low, etc, etc, all the usual. But I wasn't able to go live last night for one thing or another, and I know I did put a couple of videos on for the West Coast Mainline. I did plan to do West Coast Mainline first, but actually I thought we'd jump onto the German route because I've run it a couple of times and it's pretty good, isn't it? So, oh wow, LaserJet, thank you very much for the membership renewal. Thank you very, very much. 2 months. LaserJet 899 overshoots. GG's for LaserJet, everybody. And Sai as well, member for 4 months. Thank you very, very much. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. Now you've done it on purpose and I've completely lost track of what we're saying. That was it. I've run the German route a couple of times, and so I thought we'd just do an end-to-end run tonight, and then if I get a chance tomorrow, we'll do the San Bernardino, then we'll come back to the West Coast Mainline South. So. Yeah, let's do it, shall we? So let's go in. Who gifted the memberships? Says LaserJet. Oh, are they gifted? They're not gifted, are they? They're not gifted. I don't think they're gifted. I can't see that anybody's gifted them. Anyway, if someone did, thank you to whoever that was. Right, let's choose a route. As you can see on PC. We've got all the routes in already. I don't know why PC's different. They're all in there though. Of course, on PC, as you know, I don't have everything. I do have the 710. Some of you have not got the 710 yet till Tuesday. Yeah, so I was playing on the PlayStation last night, and I haven't got the routes till Tuesday. So yeah, it's a bit weird. They do it a bit differently, don't they? But let's get into this, and we'll jump into timetable. We're gonna do the original Gangster ICET, if you remember that one from back in the day. Probably you're all too young. We'll do the 1117, I think. I'm gonna change it to October, just sort of autumnal. Hopefully, let's do that. Animal, you haven't tried the German route yet. Does look good. It is. Mason, good evening. How you doing? LaserJet, you've not done the US and German route. Yeah, a lot of people did dive into West Coast Mainline, didn't they? I'm the same. I was guilty of it. Jason, how you doing? Yeah, Friday the 13th stream. Will only end in one result: more biscuits. How long did it take to download? Well, you know, my connection's terrible. My connection is 32 megabyte download. This far north, we haven't got proper broadband yet. So it took me 12 to 15 hours, I want to say. So, yeah. Not good. Right, we need to unlock the doors, but first of all, let's get everything ready to go. And then at least we can be ready. Ring forwards. I'm going to put the AFB. Oh, God, blimey. It's really tricky to do this, isn't it, with a controller? Right, hang on. AFB. And in fact, I need to go back a screen, don't I? So let me Let me do this. Oh god, I need to get my sensitivity sorted out because the controller's jumping around. Hang on 1 second. Do it with the mouse. It's way easier. Right. Let's get back to what we were doing. I need to put on the safety systems, which are all in here. So the GNT, not the GNT, animal, steady. LZB, CFR, PZP. Yeah, I'm struggling with this controller. NITEC. Headlights are up here. Have them on normal, sands, blah blah blah. Right, everything's ready to go. Let's set the AFP to 40 as we leave. And I think we're good to go. This is the ICET, aka the BR411. Really good to drive. 32's fast. Yours was 4 the other day. Wow, that is slow. I thought I was bad. There's a setting to turn the view screen off. What I'm doing, I'm struggling with the controller because the sensitivity on this controller that I've got on the PC isn't it's not as slick as the one I've got on the PS5. So I need to try to align it because it judders like this. So I need to change it. So sometimes it's difficult to pick one of the settings that I need. Black Arrow, good evening. How are you? Congratulations in advance for getting close to hitting 10,000. I think we're about 500 subscribers away from 10,000. It's crazy. Thank you very much, though, Black Arrow. Appreciate it. You've been around pretty much since the beginning, I think, as I remember. Okay, let's get the brakes off. Put some power on. We've got AFB on set to 40, so let's do it. I should say we're going from the Frankfurt end. This is Frankfurt. We're going from Frankfurt down to Fulda in this run. So yeah, if you've got this and you haven't played it, give it a go. I'm going to jump ahead and tell you that I think this could be a contender for the best German route we've got in the game. How about that then? And I've only played it a few times because it's a really good mix of city, rural, everything else. It's well, you'll see for yourself. I keep getting told in the comments that I keep saying everything is fantastic, and I'm too scared to say if I don't like anything. The thing is, no, I'm not scared. I just haven't found anything yet that I don't like. It's as easy as that. Honestly. But you know me, if I do see something I don't like or something's not working and it should be working better, I always tell you. If you've been around long enough, you'll know that. But yeah, some people don't really understand that. Animal says the trouble is if you turn the cursor speed down, it then takes ages to turn the view. Yeah, it's just balancing it. I've got it perfect on PS5. Just how I want it. This is a nice view as you come out. Look at the city. All that traffic. I've took a couple of good photos in the new photo mode with that. Right, let's increase the AFB up to 80. Put a bit of throttle in. Jason says 10k incoming. Well done, mate. Thank you very much. Appreciate your support as always. We want the full German pronunciation of stations. Well, the good thing is that I can tell you our next stop is Fulda. I can say that one. I can say that with confidence. I think I mentioned on the... I think it was the last stream. I don't think Farah's here yet. He pinged me. He said he's got in the shop for some beer. But he did say to me that when the Cardiff network route comes out, he's going to teach me to pronounce the Welsh names. So there you go, that'll be a laugh. I might just get him to record them like onboard train announcer, and I'll just hit a button as we're approaching. I'll let him say it. That's probably the best way. Right, let's increase that to 90. Yeah, it was British Ace earlier on. He said set it to sort of like an autumn setting. It looks quite good. So that's what we're doing. He recommended it to me. There is a little bit of popping on the trees though. There you go. I'm saying something that I don't quite like. You can see it. It's noticeable in certain seasons. But if you need to generally run a route a couple of times for it to sort of, there's a name for it, but it kind of builds up the cache, so it loads in better the next time. You've got to run it a couple of times. So and I'm speeding. Just turn that down to 100. But yeah, there's a little bit of popping of the trees when they're set to be sort of autumn winter trees. You can see it a little bit. Animal says no idea how to use LZB. Mind you, from what you've seen, nobody else does either. Do you know there is LZB on this route, but there's not a lot of it. We'll try and cover it again. I have covered it a little bit in other videos. I think Castle Würzburg. If you watch any of my Castle Würzburg ones, you'll see me doing it on the. It's pretty straightforward actually. Because it's like autopilot. It just, well, it allows you to go faster than 160, which is the PZB speed. And all you need to do when you're under LZB is acknowledge the CIFA. You don't have to acknowledge the signals like you do with PZB. Does it for you. So it's a lot to think about, definitely, especially if you're only just learning PZB. But it's worth having it on if you take some time to learn it. I think somewhere in the game there are LZB tutorials. I can't remember what. Just go to the training centre. I think they are associated with Castle Würzburg, if I remember correctly. I think Castle Würzburg was the first route where we saw LZB. But you'll see, it'll suddenly just switch itself on and take over, so I'll talk about it when it does. It's stuttering a little bit. A lot of people were pretty excited for this this iced tea. David K. Miller, thank you for subscribing. How are you? Welcome to the team. I wonder who's going to be subscriber number 10,000. What happened then? What did I miss? Was I speeding? I was probably speeding. I was looking at the chat because SNCF has joined. How are you, SNCF? There is an LZB introduction for this route. Ah, okay. Oh, there you go. It's taking me down to 85. So did I miss? I didn't miss a magnet. Interesting. Fair enough. Let's go down to a safe speed. There's the Flix train going the other way. That is a good drive, by the way. So if you've got the Deluxe, give that a go. should be able to speed up. Let me just see if I can... Why is it slowing me down? Right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come to a complete stop. And I'm just going to reset everything. Because I don't really know what happened. Turn that off. I'll go back to 40. Right, let's get stopped. Hard to make out the Flix train. That bright green. Right. Shall we do this again? Right, so it's starting to accelerate. Nothing PZB is flashing at me, so we are cleared all the way up to 160. So I'm going to set it to that. And we'll let it do its thing. Strange, very strange. Did I forget to turn off the LZB? I don't think we've been under LZB yet. Kevin, how are you? You're doing your first ever trip to Milton Keynes. Loving the 390. It's pretty good, isn't it? On the PS5 later last night. I mean, I've been trying to obviously get the Platinum. Which, by the way, I think I played it for about an hour last night. And I was something like 86% complete for the Platinum. So, it's not... If you're on PlayStation or even if you're on Xbox, it's not difficult to get all the achievements. I think I've got to do a set of route tasks. That's one. So I'm going to do the West Coast Main Line because there is a trophy for collecting a set of collectibles on each route as well. So I can get 2 trophies for that. One towards the Platinum, one towards the West Coast Main Line South. So I'm going to do that. Then I think I need to do a scenario in beginner and standard mode because my profile is set to experienced. So I don't know how I do that. I presume you can just change your level just for one scenario. Not sure. I'll take a look. But some of the things popped up straight away. It must have been based on my old profile that I imported. So yeah, it wasn't difficult. Just while we're here, there's the red Vectron. Looks great in red. So if you've got the Deluxe, you've got the Flix train Vectron, and then with this route comes the red Vectron, as you just saw. Then pretty neat. Steve, you're currently in the Flix train on the Frankfurt route. Very nice. It is. It is. Was that you then? It could have been Steve going the other way, yeah. So how, just generally, it sounds like most people have been playing the West Coast Main Line South, but how are you finding TSW5 so far, those of you that have got early access? Because I know you've only really had it since, well, depending on if you're on console or if you're on PC, you've had it no longer than 4 PM yesterday, so you've not had much time to play it. But what do you think? I think I always say this, I think the annual, well, whether it's a rush hour type thing or it's a new TSW5, I think the bundle of routes that you get is not bad value, is it? I actually like these 3 routes that they've come out this time with this bundle are pretty good. Like I said at the beginning, I think this could be my new favourite German route. And you'll need to see what I mean, you'll just need to play it a couple of times. And of course, West Coast Main Line South, it goes without saying that that was always going to be one of my favourites. So those two alone, I've only done, on the San Bernardino, I've only done one run. I did an end-to-end run last weekend, I think it was. About 2 hours it was. I think I did it in 2 parts. There was a part 1 and part 2. But again, that's another good route. Do that. Do yourself a favour when you go on the San Bernardino and do a full run end to end and have a really good look at it. It's quite a nice, relaxing route. I did it in the MP36. A lot of you will already be familiar with that anyway from Caltrain. Just have a go. It's good, pretty good. Good evening, Farah. How are the beers? I presume you're on the IPAs, are you, tonight? Kevin says it looks really good so far. Yeah, yeah. Right, that's telling me I'm speeding. That's what that is. So I should really take the power off and get the brakes in. I think that's what happened. I think I was over speeding and it started slowing me down automatically. That's what I missed. And now it's doing it again, look. That's reading the chat, that. That's my excuse. Be nice if they could sort the TGV out for this route as well, says Animal. You'd think it's boring on Antelope. Oh, Antelope, the first one. Yeah, San Bernardino's alright. So I'm going to reset the AFB. We've got 100 coming up. So we should be able, I think, to recover. Let's just see. I don't think we have to come to a complete stop, do we? I think it's making me come to a stop, you know. We're not accelerating. Right, okay, fair enough. I've learnt something there. Let's get slowed down. Set the AFB down to 0, throttle 0, come to a stop, reset it. Oh, switch over the UD on the left to see the GNT speeds. That's actually a good call. Let me try and do this without launching the screen. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Right. Let me get everything reset. Evening, Richie. How you doing? Animal, you fell asleep doing the Antelope Valley the other night. It's not that bad. Oh dear. Right, you see, there you go. It's released the brake as soon as I've stopped. So, right, what we're going to do is set that to 100. We are going to put some throttle in, and away we go. If we take the brakes off, that is. Are we going? What's happening? Let's reset everything again. That's better. Right, I'm going to keep my eye on the speeds this time and a little bit less on the chat. Because it's no good if we're going to... It's no good me calling the stream Frankfurt Fulda speed if we're going to keep stopping every 2 minutes. One more switch on the UD. Ah, there you go. GNT bright. Does that mean it's not working? Is that what that means? Farrell will tell me, or Steve will tell me. Friday night and the first beer's just opened. How you doing, Richie? Mr. Water, how are you? I think you picked up Deluxe Edition, Mr. Water, did you not? I think that's what you told me the other week. Alright, means ready. Ah, okay. GNT's ready. Right, so we have to go a certain speed, don't we, to be probably able to use GNT. Once it turns on, Morgan, yep, got it. Got it. Yeah, you're quite right, Richie. Although I've not tried your trick. Yeah, eating while I'm trying to do it as well. That's too much. When you're eating pizza the other night, I imagine this big triangle of pizza hanging out of one side of your mouth. And there's the LZB, by the way. So let me whack that up. Whack that up. Yeah, you're kind of doing a balancing act, weren't you? With the pizza, etc. That is like, you know, being a one-man band, that things going all different places. I struggle just reading the chat because I got me two monitors now. I'm looking at one monitor with the game on, and I'm looking right over to my right at the other monitor. And so far, it's not going too well, but we will get to Fulda eventually. But this is LZB. Just quickly then, animal for your benefit. You see this yellow bar? That is telling me in 6,200 meters, 6.2 kilometers, the speed is going to go to 0. And you see this counts down. This 6,000. They are 5,800. So it's telling me what's coming up in front. But the speed is being controlled by the train, so I've put the AFP right up to the top, full throttle, and the train is keeping me at the right speed. And now you can see the speed's gone up to 200, and the train is accelerating itself up to 200. So all you need to do, once you've set the AFB and the throttle up, is just acknowledge the CIFA until you come out of LZB at the other end. So, like Jason says, just try switching it on, see what it's telling you, but do the tutorial as well, because SNCF said there is a tutorial for it. Crazy P, triangle of pizza, is that a British term for a slice? Yeah, well, I don't like pizza, you see. I don't eat pizza because I have an allergy to cheese, so I've never had a pizza ever. So I'm allowed to call it a triangle of pizza. You knew what I meant though, didn't you, Crazy P? You knew exactly what I meant. Actually, talking about using the wrong words for something, I had a comment in one of my videos the other day. I'll always say something like, the train is pulling into the train station, and I got pulled up on it, and they said it isn't a train station, it's a railway station. I don't know. What do you think? It's a train station to me. You have several stations on a railway. I don't know. Oh dear. I thought he was going to put a comment like about the route or something like that, but no, he was more bothered about train station versus railway station. So there you go. Allergic to cheese? No way. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, this is PC, and that's a big stutter right there, look. That was a big stutter. It's a train station, as in bus station and road station. Yeah, I mean, I'm always going to call it a train station. It's where trains are stationed. Surely. Police station. Why? Because police are stationed there. I don't know. Maybe trains are not stationed there. Maybe they're passing through. I don't know. Anyway, I had my wrist slapped. It's fine. It's fine. You don't know how you'd survive without cheese. You might be about 2 stone lighter though, Richie, if you didn't eat cheese. Or are you on the low fat stuff? Yeah, this is PC, Black Arrow, yeah. She stutters on PS5 as well. I don't think I've played this route yet on the PS5. Only PC. Right, that's the end of LZB coming up, so I just acknowledge that. Should take me down to the 160, which it is doing. Right. So that's the end of LZB, so we're back in PZB. And let me turn the power off and back on, reset it. Dairy Lee cheese. No cheese. In fact, I meant to reset the AFB, I think, aren't I, completely? Put it to the top, reset it to 160, I think, then reapply the power. There we go. That's better. Right, we're on our way back under the old PZB. It's running well on PS5. Yeah, I'll try it later tonight. Yeah, I've not. As I said, it was very late when I played it on PS5 last night, and I only did the West Coast mainline. The rest of the time, because of the early access that I got, it was only available on PC. So I've only played it on PC. See what I mean? When we set off in the city, and it was completely different. It's a completely different look and feel to this part of the route. There's the red Vectron. This area of the route's really nice. And we still got 52 kilometres. Are you on PS5, Richie? I can't remember. I'm assuming you are, with what you're saying there. As usual, everybody, thanks very much for coming in on a Friday night. I thought we'd just do one run end to end, so it'll only be a short one. You were getting a PC in the coming weeks. You'll no doubt also be on Train Sim Classic then, Richie. I bet. That'll cost you a few quid. I can speak from experience there. Why did I get Van Sprengsham then? What did I do? What did I do? Oh well, that's me reading the chat again. What would I have missed then? Speed change? Did I not acknowledge the speed change? I don't know because I've gone past it now. Oh, there's the GNT speeds though. Yep. Okay. Be quiet. Right, shall we try again? So I must have missed a speed reduction. Speeding, you went low enough, right? Oh right, okay. I wasn't low enough, so it's got me again. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. And I definitely didn't see that because I was looking the other way. Yeah. I think, like Farah said, I think that's the thing with the German routes. You've really got to pay attention to every single signal, board, magnet, if you're playing with all the safety systems on. I mean, it's good though, really, because that's what they're there for, isn't it? And you do learn from it. We've said it before. I remember when I first did PZB and I was getting stopped all the time. But every time I stopped, I went back and had a look what it was I missed. And that was the way I learnt it, really. It does add a whole lot of immersion to these routes when you do switch them on. Plenty of traffic on the route as well, which is always nice to see, isn't it? What do you think about the West Coast Mainline South? There's a little bit of traffic on there, I think, as well. I did, and I said it in the video that I did yesterday. I thought the passengers were a bit lacking at Euston. I'm not going to lie. When I went a walkabout onto the concourse, I thought there could have been more passengers. If you guys, I don't know how often you guys are at Euston, but if you, a couple of weeks back when I was coming back from Dovetail, I did put a little video on the feed of what I called the real London Euston, and in there I do actually go for the same walkabout on the real concourse, and you can see the amount of passengers that are there, because everybody, like any train station, people go there on the concourse and they stand there, don't they, looking up at the boards, and they don't move, and they're just waiting and waiting for the train to show boarding, and then there's a massive big rush and you all go off for your train. But walking around the Euston that's in TSW at the moment, there's nowhere near the level of passengers. I think the run that I did the other day was about 8:30 in the morning, so it should have been pretty busy. Because don't forget, you've got, hanging off the edge of Euston, you've got the Euston Underground station as well. So there's a constant stream of people coming from the trains across that concourse over the top end and straight down to the Underground station. And it's not really reflected at the moment. So I'm hoping that some of that gets, not, I wouldn't call it a fix, improved, let's say. Because that would be nice. But I mean, it's mainly the driving. I tell you though, what I've enjoyed most, and again, I've only done this on the West Coast Main Line in that video that you saw yesterday, was the guard mode. I think the guard mode is brilliant. I said the title of the video was "Guard Mode is brilliant," and someone commented and said, "No, it's not brilliant because it's full of bugs." I didn't get any bugs when I played it, so I don't know. I don't know if some people are doing it wrong or they don't understand it, but I thought it was brilliant, so I called the video "Brilliant." So, what can you do? You can't please everybody. Euston seems a bit quiet. That's probably a game performance thing. It probably is. It probably is. I remember on PS4, in the early TSWs, we had little to no passengers. I don't know if any of you remember that were on PS4. Xbox, the standard Xbox was probably the same. But then when you watched a stream on PC, there was always loads of passengers up and down the platform, and it used to grate me. I used to think, what is the point of a train simulator with no passengers? And then suddenly they worked it out, how they could get the performance up to a level where the consoles could have some passengers, and what a difference it made straight away. And now I'm looking at Euston, I'm thinking we still could do with a few more. But what you might find is that they'll release it, they'll see how it is, and possibly they can, maybe there's a slider in the game where they can, in a future patch, just up the amount of passengers. I don't know. I don't really know how that works, but should be more 390s along the route, yeah. And hopefully we see the 390s at Glossop, at Piccadilly, Glasgow, a few other places. I hope we see them as well, as playable services, not just AI. We'll have to see how that goes, but that'd be good. That's the thing I like about TS Classic, actually, because if you bought loads of stock, you'll be playing a route you're not familiar with, and a train will come past you the other way, and you think, "Ooh, look at that, a 37," or it's quite good. And I hope TSW gets to that with the way things are layering. At the moment, we tend to just see a 66 going past, don't we? Because the 66 is everywhere, but it'd be nice to see a few surprises. The West Coast Mainline South, once you guys get your hands on the suffragette line again, it is quite nice to see the 710 going up and down, doing its thing. It definitely does add something to the route. Morgan says, I think the timetable is lacking as well. Though DTG did address that. Yeah, so I guess West Coast Mainline South, we're only getting the trains that are going to Milton Keynes, whereas there are other Pendolinos going other places, the other way up the West Coast Main Line, for example. There's a decent bit of traffic on there, but I know what you mean. Right, so that is telling me to get down. So this is what I keep missing. So the G came up there on the dashboard. So I'm going to get the speed down. Did I do it in time? I don't think I did it in time. So there you go, that's what keeps happening. But I think... Let me just see if I can... Yeah, so it let me recover this time. So I'm accelerating again. So I must have just caught it this time. Oh, you found somewhere in the game, Animal, that you used to go to. That's quite good. It's good when you can do that. Oh, of course, Birmingham New Street. Yeah, Birmingham New Street could do with filling out with a bit of traffic. But again, I think New Street's quite a big station in the game, isn't it? So you wonder about performance. They must be working on it. It doesn't make sense to have 350s and Pendolinos if you can't see them at Birmingham, does it? Shame they don't have the full timetable for 710s. Yeah, I don't know the timetable, but I think I saw somebody was saying, are they every 15 minutes? I'm sure I read that somewhere. Got a bit of tilt on this corner, look. Wow. That's a decent tilt. But we've got a 140 coming up, so I'm definitely going to get down in time for that. You like the tilting on this unit, Richie? Yeah, yeah. It's very nice, isn't it? And the 710 should have at least 4 timetables per hour in each direction. Yeah, I thought I read that. Good evening, Tom. How are you? I'm all good. Right, we've still got 29 kilometres. It does look quite nice with the trees all yellowing. Just stuttering. So again, if I run this a couple of times, the stutters should get less. DTG did actually say that. First couple of times you run a route, it builds up into the cache. There was a name for it. It was like the cache though. That's a lot of tilt to the seatbelts of to the seats of seatbelts. Doing good, Tom. Excellent. Evening, Sid. How are you? Recently just downloaded TSW5 Deluxe, trying to get the training centre button off the main menus. Do you have to complete all the training centre things to get rid of it? The training centre... What do you mean by the training centre button, Sid? Off the main menus. I'm trying to think what you mean. If you're there at the end, if you're at this, when we get to Fulda, 26 kilometres, I'll go back to the main menu and have a quick look because I'm not quite sure what you mean, Sid. But I'll have a look. Now then, Paul, how you doing? This is PC. PC. Training centre is always on the main menu screen. Yeah, if that's what you mean, Tom, then yeah, it is always an option on the main screen. And you can't configure. Oh, I see what you mean. The resume journey, and it's limiting you from guiding the train. Yeah. Trying to think what you would mean. I mean, there is always the resume your journey button, and you can't configure the home screen. You can't, you can't take off the little the widgets. The widgets are set. You can't move them around or rearrange them or remove some, replace them. You've got to leave them as they are. But yeah, it's the same for everybody. Yeah, it shouldn't affect the guide mode. I'm trying to think what do you mean? Are you resuming from a save, for example, on the main screen? Because there's resume where you left off, which chucks you into the journey mode, or if you've got a save, I think there's also a tile for the most recent save that you did as well. Which train is it? Just out of interest, which train are you trying to guide on? Because remember, it's not available on all of them. So West Coast Mainline South, you can guide the 350, but not the Pendolino. So, is it a train that you've previously guided on that you're getting stuck with? Get down for this 140. Yeah, guide mode is access from the timetable mode. Yeah, you get to choose a service, and then it gives you two boxes if you want to drive it or if you want to guide it. That's if those services can be dual guided or driven. Some of them are not. Can you save in guide mode? I'm not sure. Not sure. It's a service like any other, so you would think you could, but yeah, I don't know. Oh, you sorted. Okay, Sid. No worries. No worries. You can disable the save game in the settings. Just did it. Kept pressing resume, save back. Yeah, got you. Yeah. Evening, Joe. How are you? Yeah, I took your advice, Joe. Yeah, did an autumnal look at this one. Are you enjoying it, Joe? Have you managed to drive a bit of everything so far? Just stuttering a little bit on PC, this section. There is going to be a day one patch as well next week, as I understand. So look forward to that. Most things apart from the 114. Yeah, I think I've driven all the new ones that have come on this route now. over the last few days. I think out of these high-speed ones in Germany, I still like the ICE one. I think that's my favourite out of all of them. You had a small update on the Xbox this morning, Animal. Wonder what that was about. You can't go very far, can you, without a Sifa coming up? You have been there from the start, Jason, exactly, yeah. What has it been now? 59 minutes just coming up. Right, we've got 13 kilometres into Fulda. To be honest though, I'm not accelerating there, you know. So let's just reset this. That's better. PZB's on, LZB's on. It's caught me a couple of times once I worked it out that I wasn't slowing down enough prior to the speed changes, so I got stopped a couple of times. But apart from that, it's been quite a nice run. No, I've not seen any game crashes yet. I did see as well, I saw something on the forums about some players not being able to transfer across the profile as well on PlayStation. But it seems to be US and Canada. Anyone in Europe seems to be alright, which is a bit strange, isn't it? But I was reading on the forums and people were trying to get it work, and they were saying, I've deleted this profile and I've tried to recreate, and I thought, no, don't delete anything. If they fix it, it's all gone. Don't delete anything. But I resisted saying anything. But I just thought, no, just let them sort it out. I suppose people are dying to get in because you don't really want to start a new profile when you know you've got, you know, level 700 or whatever it is coming in from TSW4. You want to kind of start from where you left off, really. So I get it. Getting the hang of it and not overshot any stations yet. That's because we haven't stopped at any. Fulda's going to be the first one, so don't say anything yet. That's tempted fate there. No issues transferring your profile. Yeah, it was quite straightforward, wasn't it? Just a couple of buttons. I did. You probably saw, Paul. I did put another little tutorial out about that as well, like a 2-minute one. Last night actually. But it is surprising how many people have used it and commented. I suppose it can be a scary thing, can't it? Because you've got all your progress sat there, and if it doesn't work right, then you're potentially going to lose it. But from what I could see, they've made it quite easy. I don't know why some regions have got the issue, but you're trying to make me look good. I'll take it. I'll take it. A little bit of stuttering, changing the camera views, a little bit hit and miss. Yeah, I've seen that today, haven't we, on this one? Right, we've got LZB again. So we should start slowing down to 140. We should. I'm getting a little nervous. Okay, now it's changed. That makes sense. Now we're slowing down. So we're coming to a stop for this red light, which is what it says there. Once this yellow bar comes down, the speed will be 0. Which is what it's telling us, which would line up with that red light we can see in the top right hand corner. So which will be in the platform, I assume, at the end of the platform. You had a choice of 3 profiles. Yeah, I think I had 4 from memory. Transport fan, how are you? You just subbed. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. What are my thoughts on TSW5? I think it's a good start. We've also got lots of things to look forward to. I hate to mention it again, but West Coast Main Line over Shap, just to name one. The Cardiff lines, Tadami line, we're going to Japan. There's all sorts coming up. I think it's going to be a pretty good year just on what we know already for stuff that's upcoming. And I think these 3 routes that have come out as part of this as well are pretty good. Enjoying playing them so far. Little bits and pieces for improvement, but you know, once they get the feedback, I'm sure they will look into it, make some changes. As I stipulated earlier, it's a fab German. I think this is going to be my new favourite from the German stuff. So this should stop me right on the money, I think, because this is LZB. I get nervous though when there's a red light. It'll actually take me to the red light, I think, won't it? I think that's what it'll do. So let's just see. I'm not bothered about the stop marker. We got a lot of train behind us. So I'm not doing this. The train's stopping itself. There we go. You've sometimes got to put your trust in the LZB. Oh, you had a go in the 87 on TS Classic, Animal. How did you find it? Yeah, Kevin, I've been enjoying running it. The 87 and the 86, yeah. Took it into Liverpool Street. No, I'm not going to spad Jason here. Not going to spad here. No way. Yeah, I'll look at the main menu, Sid, before we go. Yes, I'll do that. Look at Paul there watching for a spad. Not tonight. Not this time. Instead of a spad, though, we stopped a couple of times because of the speed changes, which threw me a little bit. And it literally is because I'm looking at the chat on the other side of the room, which is a bit of a pain. So anyway, that was the That was the German route, which was quite enjoyable. So give it a try, and as Joe says, try a few different seasons as well. Don't run it just with one season. Try it in the snow, rain, mist. It'll be a different experience each time, I'm sure. So, Sid, do you mean this? The training centre, earn your first medal? Is that what you mean? Because we got that on that side. We got two of the trains, which I think used to be over on the left-hand side in TSW4. I just look at that there, Creators Club. Look at that Pendolino done like an intercity. And a Virgin Pendolino. Where? Oh, I've got to get that. Where is that? Where is that? Of course, I've not been in here on the PC for ages. Where is that? Where's that Pendo? Oh, look at all these different Pendos. We've got a GNER Pendo. We got loads of trains in World Fight. Look at that 37 there. TSW5 37. That's awesome. I'm looking closely here. I'm looking closely here for the Tintin 57 Pendolino. I don't see it yet, Jason. Right, I'm going to have a look through this after, because obviously people have been really busy. Oh, look there. That's quite nice, that. Joe, I'm gonna subscribe to that one and give it a go. There's loads. I'm gonna have to go for it. I haven't been in Creators Club for a little bit, so yes, I shall go in and have a quick look. Just before we leave, Jason, have you got any new ones on the Creators Club you want to mention? Because I know you've been creating a few. Virgin Pendo is the two of them. Yeah, there's two there. Yeah, there was two. No problem, Sid. No, it's all standard, the menu. You can't really change it. UK Aviation Hub 2024. How are you? Good to see you. Pendolino's good and fast. Certainly is. Don't know if Jason's typing to tell us what he's got in the Creators Club. We'll give him 30 seconds. But that was Frankfurt to Fulda, so hope you enjoyed it. I think the next one we will do is San Bernardino. We'll have a look at San Bernardino, and then the following night we'll go back to the West Coast Mainline South and do that live rather than recorded. So we'll get it all in before it goes public for everybody else on Tuesday. Jason says you've not done any. You was doing 390 119, got beaten to it. Okay, all right, got you. No one will be doing the Tintin one, so maybe you can do a special 10k one when we get up there. We're not far off. So that's it. Thanks for joining me on Friday the 13th. It wasn't that scary, was it? I knew it wouldn't be. So enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks for coming in. Thank you for the likes. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to all of you that are subscribed, because we're nearly at 10k. I don't know where that's come from, but thank you very, very much. Keep enjoying the game. Drop me a comment if there's anything else you want to talk about. And I'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. Thanks again. Ta-da!